Life, my friends, is a gift, but often we get so caught up in the whirlwind of everyday responsibilities, in the pursuit of success, in the never-ending chase of more, that we forget to pause and reflect on the most important thing ourselves. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, to be swept away by the expectations placed upon us. Yet in this relentless pursuit of everything that the world tells us we should want, we sometimes forget that there is immense power in just being still, in resting, in taking a moment to rest our lives. You see, resting isn't just about taking a break. It's not about escaping for a vacation or lounging on the couch. No, it's much deeper than that. Rest is about regaining control. It's about recognizing that, at times, the best way to move forward is to pause and give yourself the space to breathe, to reflect, to recover. We have to come to a realization that our lives, our health, and our mental well-being are all connected in a delicate balance, and when that balance is thrown off, it affects everything we do. I'm talking about the kind of rest that requires you to turn down the noise, turn down the distractions. It's the kind of rest that asks you to look inward, to reset, to allow yourself the grace to be human. For years, we've been told that success is measured by the hustle, by the grind. And I'm not here to tell you that hard work doesn't matter. It does. But what I am saying is that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you achieve, if you don't stop and take the time to rest, it won't matter in the long run. We live in a world that glorifies productivity, that tells us we must constantly be moving, achieving, and striving. But what they don't tell you is that in this hustle, in this drive for more, we sometimes lose ourselves. And in losing ourselves, we lose our sense of purpose. At some point, you have to ask yourself, why are you working so hard? What's driving you? What are you trying to prove? If you don't take a step back and ask these questions, you might find yourself running in circles, chasing goals that don't bring you fulfillment. And when you get to that point, all the success in the world won't make a difference. Because without rest, you'll never truly be able to appreciate what you've accomplished. But what does it mean to rest your life? To truly rest your life, you have to be willing to let go of the idea that you're constantly in control. You have to embrace the idea that it's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to let go of the pressure to be perfect. We often carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, believing that everything depends on us. We try to do it all, be it all, achieve it all. But rest is a reminder that we're not invincible. It's a reminder that we're human. It's a reminder that it's okay to say, I need a break. You have to make peace with the fact that you can't do everything, and you certainly can't do everything at once. Life has a way of making us feel like we're falling behind. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, worrying that we're not where we should be or haven't achieved enough. But let me tell you something, you are exactly where you need to be. The journey is not a race. It's not about who gets to the finish line first. It's about the lessons you learn along the way, the experiences you gather, and the person you become in the process. Resting doesn't mean you've given up. It doesn't mean you failed. It simply means you recognize the need to recharge. You recognize the importance of reflection. Rest is a form of self-care, and self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't keep giving to others, to your work, to your commitments without giving to yourself first. If you want to continue to be the best version of yourself, if you want to keep striving for greatness, you have to rest. And that's not just physical rest, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual rest as well. I know the world tells you to keep moving, to never stop. But I'm telling you now, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to hit pause. You need to rest your body so it can heal. You need to rest your mind so it can think clearly. You need to rest your spirit so you can reconnect with your true purpose. When we're constantly in motion, we forget to check in with ourselves. We forget to ask if we're truly aligned with our values, if we're living a life that reflects who we are at our core. And when you don't take time to rest, to reflect, to pause, you risk living a life that's out of sync with your true self. And that, my friends, is when burnout happens. It's when frustration sets in. It's when you find yourself questioning everything. And let me tell you, that's a place you don't want to be. Resting your life is also about giving yourself permission to step away from the things that drain you, from the toxic relationships, from the environments that hold you back, from the negative thoughts that cloud your mind. We all have things in our lives that take more than they give. And sometimes the best form of self-care is creating the space to remove those things, to step away and recalibrate. But resting your life is not just about stepping away from the negative. It's also about stepping into the positive. It's about finding what fills you up, what brings you joy, what makes you feel alive. When was the last time you did something just for you? When was the last time you took a moment to do something that nourishes your soul? We spend so much time doing things for other people, whether it's work, family, friends, that we often forget to take care of ourselves. It's time to find what restores you. It's time to rest in the things that lift you up. Resting also means you have to stop being so hard on yourself. We all have that inner critic, that voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough, that we're not doing enough. It's time to silence that voice. It's time to stop chasing perfection and start embracing progress. Every day is a new opportunity to take a step forward, no matter how small. Every day is an opportunity to be kind to yourself, to show yourself grace. When you rest your life, you give yourself permission to be imperfect. You give yourself permission to be human. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but I don't have time to rest, or if I rest, I'll fall behind, or there's always something to do well. Let me tell you this, if you don't make time to rest now, you will eventually be forced to rest later. Your body will break down. Your mind will shut down. Your spirit will burn out. So why wait? Why wait for the crash when you can proactively take care of yourself now? Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And if you want to live a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, and sustainable, you have to make time for it. Now, I want to say this clearly: resting does not mean you are giving up on your dreams. It doesn't mean you're quitting or that you're not ambitious. What it means is that you are taking the necessary steps to preserve yourself so you can keep moving forward. You're not stopping the journey. You're pausing for a moment to recharge so that you can continue at your best. There is power in rest. There is power in giving yourself permission to step back and just be. It's when you rest that you can truly see the bigger picture. It's when you rest that you can hear the quiet whispers of your soul, guiding you toward what truly matters. When you rest, you create the space for inspiration, for creativity, for clarity. It's when you rest that you can reconnect with your purpose. So I'm asking you today, right now, to take a moment and reflect. Reflect on the life you're living. Reflect on the path you're walking. Are you moving in the direction that brings you peace? Are you taking the time to rest your life? It's time to slow down. It's time to rest. It's time to give yourself the space to breathe, to reflect, and to recharge. Because in the end, your life is yours. It's not about the hustle, it's about the journey. And the only way to truly enjoy that journey is to rest along the way. True rest goes beyond physical relaxation. It's about mental, emotional, and spiritual restoration. Taking time to pause and reflect allows you to regain balance and re-energize, enabling you to continue moving forward in a healthier, more focused manner. The relentless pursuit of success often leads to burnout and dissatisfaction. Rest is necessary to maintain clarity, reconnect with your purpose, and make sure that your hard work aligns with what truly matters to you. Prioritizing rest is a form of self-care, not a sign of weakness or laziness. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and by caring for yourself, you ensure you have the energy and strength to continue giving your best to the world. Resting your life means giving yourself grace to slow down, reflect, and embrace progress over perfection. It's about accepting that you don't need to do it all at once, and that taking care of yourself is a key part of achieving long-term success and fulfillment. Oh, just a luxury, it is an essential component of well-being. In today's fast-paced world, where productivity is often equated with success, the value of rest is frequently overlooked. People are conditioned to believe that constant motion, continuous achievement, and the never-ending hustle are the keys to progress and fulfillment. However, this mindset can be detrimental, leading to burnout, poor health, and a diminished sense of joy in life. True well-being encompasses more than just physical health. It involves mental, emotional, and spiritual balance. Rest is the cornerstone that supports this balance, providing the time and space necessary for recovery, growth, and reflection. To understand why rest is so essential, it's important to delve deeper into the different ways in which rest contributes to overall well-being. Rest allows the body to repair itself. Our bodies are designed to be resilient, but they also require periods of recovery to function optimally. Physical exertion, whether from work, exercise, or stress, depletes the body's energy stores and can cause wear and tear on muscles, joints, and internal systems. During rest, particularly during sleep, the body undergoes processes that are crucial for healing. Cells regenerate, muscles repair, and the immune system strengthens. Without adequate rest, the body is unable to recover fully, leaving individuals more susceptible to illness, fatigue, and physical decline. Chronic sleep deprivation, for example, can lead to a variety of health problems, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and weakened immunity. This underscores the importance of making rest a priority for maintaining long-term health. Rest also plays a pivotal role in mental well-being. The mind, like the body, requires time to recover from daily stresses. When we're constantly engaged in tasks or facing challenges, the brain is working at full capacity, processing information, making decisions, and managing emotions. Over time, this constant mental exertion can lead to cognitive fatigue, making it more difficult to think clearly, focus, or solve problems. Mental fatigue also affects emotional regulation, often resulting in irritability, stress, anxiety, and even depression. By taking time to rest and relax, we give our minds the opportunity to reset, alleviate stress, and regain clarity. The importance of mental rest cannot be overstated, as a well-rested mind is more capable of handling life's challenges with resilience and calmness. In addition to physical and mental recovery, rest is vital for emotional well-being. Many people underestimate the emotional toll that daily life can take. Constantly navigating relationships, work responsibilities, personal goals, and societal pressures can create emotional strain. If this strain isn't managed properly, it can accumulate, leading to emotional burnout or even emotional numbness. Rest provides a much-needed opportunity to reconnect with oneself and to process emotions in a healthy way. Taking time off from the demands of life allows individuals to reflect on their feelings, gain perspective, and come to terms with any emotional challenges they may be facing. Without this emotional rest, individuals may become disconnected from their own feelings, making it harder to empathize with others or understand their own needs. Spiritual well-being is another aspect of life that is nurtured by rest. Spirituality, whether rooted in religion, philosophy, or personal beliefs, is a source of meaning, purpose, and inner peace. However, maintaining a connection to one's spiritual self requires stillness and reflection. In the midst of a busy, goal-oriented lifestyle, it's easy to lose sight of the things that truly matter, those aspects of life that transcend material achievement. Rest provides the space to reconnect with one's core values, to engage in practices that nurture the soul, and to find meaning in everyday experiences. Whether through meditation, prayer, quiet contemplation, or simply being in nature, rest enables individuals to tap into their spiritual essence and rejuvenate their sense of purpose. Without rest, it becomes difficult to cultivate this deeper connection to oneself and the world. Furthermore, rest enhances creativity and productivity. It might seem counterintuitive, but the more we rest, the more productive we become. When we are constantly on the go, our minds and bodies become overloaded, and our ability to think creatively or work efficiently diminishes. Rest allows the brain to process information in new ways, often leading to creative insights and problem-solving breakthroughs. Many of the world's greatest thinkers and creators, from inventors to artists, have emphasized the importance of taking time to step away from their work in order to allow new ideas to emerge. A well-rested individual is more capable of innovative thinking, more focused in their tasks, and less likely to experience mental blocks. In fact, the most productive people often know when to take a break, recognizing that rest is an integral part of sustained achievement. Rest is also a crucial factor in building resilience. Life is unpredictable, and adversity is a natural part of the human experience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to changes, and maintain a positive outlook is what defines resilience. However, resilience is not something that can be cultivated through constant busyness or overwork. It is nurtured through rest and self-care. When we rest, we allow ourselves the opportunity to process difficulties, regain our emotional strength, and approach challenges with a fresh perspective. Without proper rest, individuals may find themselves depleted when faced with obstacles, making it harder to overcome adversity. Resilience is not just about pushing through difficulties, it's about having the strength and clarity to rise above them, and that strength comes from taking the time to rest. In the modern world, technology plays a significant role in the way we live and work. While technology has undoubtedly brought many benefits, it has also created an environment where constant connectivity is the norm. We're always reachable, always engaged, always on. This digital overload can be incredibly draining, both mentally and emotionally. The constant bombardment of notifications, emails, and social media updates leaves little room for rest and reflection. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the pressure to respond quickly, to stay up to date, or to compare ourselves to others. To restore balance, it's important to set boundaries around technology use and allow time for digital detox. Taking breaks from screens, disconnecting from social media, and engaging in face-to-face interactions are all effective ways to rest the mind and reclaim a sense of peace in an increasingly connected world. Rest is also essential for fostering healthy relationships. We often underestimate the impact that constant stress and fatigue can have on our interactions with others. When we are tired or mentally drained, we may become short-tempered, disengaged, or emotionally distant. This can strain relationships with family, friends, and colleagues. Taking time to rest allows us to show up as our best selves in our relationships, bringing empathy, patience, and presence to those around us. By resting, we not only nurture our own well-being, but also contribute to the well-being of the people we care about. Healthy, supportive relationships are built on mutual understanding and emotional availability, and rest plays a significant role in maintaining these connections. In the context of personal growth, rest is an integral part of the process. We live in a society that often emphasizes continuous achievement and self-improvement, but personal growth is not a linear process. Growth requires both effort and reflection. Rest provides the space to reflect on the lessons we've learned, to assess our progress, and to recalibrate our goals. It is during times of rest that we can evaluate whether we are on the right path, whether we're moving toward our true purpose, and whether the choices we are making align with our values. Without this time for introspection, personal growth can become muddled, driven by external expectations rather than internal fulfillment. Resting helps to clear the mental clutter and allows for deeper self-awareness and intentional growth. The societal pressures to stay busy, to always be productive, and to constantly strive for more have created an environment where rest is seen as a weakness or a waste of time. This mindset is not only harmful but also counterproductive. It's important to recognize that rest is not the opposite of work, it is the foundation that supports sustainable work. Just as a car cannot run without regular maintenance, the human body and mind cannot function at their best without adequate rest. In fact, taking time to rest often leads to better performance in the long run. It enables us to approach tasks with renewed energy, greater focus, and a more positive outlook. Rest is not the enemy of success, it is its ally. To truly prioritize rest, we must shift our mindset and challenge the cultural beliefs that equate busyness with worth. It requires embracing the idea that taking care of oneself is not selfish but necessary. Rest is not something to be squeezed in between tasks, it must be intentionally integrated into our lives. This may mean setting aside time each day to relax, establishing boundaries to protect personal time, or learning to say no when we are overwhelmed. It also means giving ourselves permission to rest without guilt. understanding that rest is an investment in our overall well-being, not a luxury. In conclusion, rest is essential for well-being in every aspect of our lives. It provides the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual recovery needed to thrive in a demanding world. By making rest a priority, we support our health, enhance our creativity, strengthen our relationships, and build resilience in the face of adversity. Rest is not a passive act, it is an active choice to care for ourselves, to honor our bodies, minds, and souls. In a world that constantly demands more, it is time to recognize that the most powerful thing we can do is to rest. Only by giving ourselves the time and space to rest can we truly be our best selves, capable of living a full, meaningful, and balanced life. Success isn't defined by constant hustle. In fact, the very idea that success is synonymous with nonstop striving, grinding, and working around the clock has led many to an unhealthy and unsustainable way of living. Over time, this mentality can undermine true success, leading to burnout, dissatisfaction, and a profound sense of emptiness. Success is more than just the accumulation of achievements or the acquisition of wealth, status, or accolades. It's about living a life that reflects your values, priorities, and sense of purpose. True success is built on a foundation of balance, well-being, and fulfillment, which cannot be achieved through constant hustle alone. The hustle culture, which glorifies the idea of working relentlessly and sacrificing personal well-being for career advancement, has become deeply ingrained in modern society. It is reinforced by social media, where influencers and entrepreneurs boast about their 24/7 work ethic, sharing images of themselves working late into the night, neglecting sleep, and forgoing personal time in the name of success. While this narrative is powerful, it is also a distorted view of what it means to live a successful life. Success is not about how many hours you put in, how much you sacrifice, or how fast you can achieve your goals. It's about aligning your actions with your true desires, maintaining your health, and finding joy and fulfillment in the journey, not just the destination. One of the major drawbacks of the hustle culture is its tendency to dehumanize individuals. When we get caught up in the idea of constant striving, we lose sight of the fact that we are human beings with emotional, physical, and mental needs. Success becomes something external, measured by the milestones we achieve, the promotions we earn, or the number of followers we have. We forget that we cannot pour from an empty cup. Our worth is not determined by our productivity or the number of things we accomplish. True success is about understanding that we are worthy and valuable as individuals, irrespective of how much we produce or how often we work. This hustle mentality often leads to a sense of disconnection from what truly matters in life. When success is narrowly defined by external achievements, it's easy to forget the importance of relationships, personal well-being, and inner peace. People can become so focused on their career goals, financial targets, or the pursuit of fame that they lose sight of the things that bring them joy, contentment, and meaning. Life is not just about achieving goals, it's about living a life that aligns with your values and brings you fulfillment. Constant hustle can easily cloud your judgment, making you chase after success that is not truly yours to begin with. You may find yourself pursuing someone else's dream, someone else's idea of success, and in doing so, you risk losing yourself along the way. Moreover, success that is solely rooted in hustle can create an unhealthy relationship with work. When work becomes the focal point of your identity, it can be difficult to separate your worth from your job or your professional accomplishments. This can lead to an unhealthy dependency on work for validation, which in turn leads to stress, anxiety, and burnout. There is no true happiness in the constant pursuit of goals if it means sacrificing the very essence of who you are. True success requires recognizing that work is just one aspect of life, not the sum total of your existence. You are more than what you do for a living. You are more than the titles you hold or the projects you complete. You are a whole person with a multitude of desires, passions, and qualities that go beyond what you achieve professionally. The idea that success is defined by hustle often ignores the importance of rest and recovery. Rather than measuring success by the amount of time spent working, or the level of busyness in your life. Success should be about how well you are able to balance the different areas of your life in a way that promotes long-term happiness, health, and fulfillment. This might mean making time for family and friends, nurturing your personal passions, or dedicating time to self-care and reflection. It's about living authentically, in alignment with your values, rather than living according to the expectations imposed by society or by a culture that glorifies overwork. Furthermore, success is not a race. It is not about who reaches the finish line first. Society often pressures us to keep up with others, to chase after goals that may not even be our own. Social media is full of stories of people achieving massive success at young ages, running businesses, launching products, or accomplishing extraordinary feats. While these achievements are admirable, they can also create unrealistic expectations for the rest of us. The idea that success must be achieved quickly or by a certain age can generate unnecessary pressure, making people feel as if they are failing if they are not moving as fast as others. But success is a personal journey, and each person moves at their own pace. There is no set timeline for achieving success, and the path you take may look completely different from someone else's. The key is to define success for yourself and move toward it in a way that honors your unique strengths, circumstances, and desires. In addition, it is important to acknowledge that success is not just about achieving goals, it is also about the process of becoming. Who you become in the pursuit of your goals is just as important as the goals themselves. The journey shapes you, teaches you important lessons, and allows you to grow as an individual. Constant hustle can make you focus solely on the outcome, neglecting the valuable lessons you learn along the way. In contrast, success that is achieved through balance and mindful effort encourages personal growth and self-awareness. The process becomes just as meaningful as the result, and the lessons you gain along the way become an integral part of your success. When we release the idea that success is defined by constant hustle, we open ourselves up to a new way of living and achieving. We can redefine success based on personal growth, emotional well-being, authentic relationships, and a deep sense of purpose. True success comes from a place of alignment, where your actions reflect your values and lead you to a place of fulfillment, not exhaustion. It is not about how much you do or how hard you work, it's about living a life that brings you joy, peace, and a sense of accomplishment on your own terms. By adopting this new perspective, we not only create healthier, more sustainable lives for ourselves, but we also inspire others to do the same. In conclusion, success is not defined by constant hustle. The hustle culture, with its emphasis on relentless work and unceasing achievement, can lead to stress, burnout, and a sense of disconnection from what truly matters in life. True success is about balance, about finding fulfillment in the process, not just the outcome. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, your passions, and your well-being. Success is personal, and it is not determined by how many hours you put in or how quickly you achieve your goals. It is about living authentically, nurturing your health, cultivating meaningful relationships, and pursuing your purpose in a way that sustains you in the long term. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. In today's fast-paced, achievement-oriented society, we often find ourselves caught up in the pursuit of external goals, career success, financial stability, personal relationships, and forget to prioritize our own well-being. The idea that self-care is an indulgence reserved for moments of relaxation or pampering is a misconception that leads to harmful patterns of neglect and burnout. True self-care is not about treating yourself occasionally or taking an extravagant break once in a while. It is a fundamental part of maintaining both physical and mental health, and it is essential for living a balanced, meaningful life. The act of caring for oneself is not only about physical beauty or leisure, but about creating the space to nourish our minds, bodies, and spirits regularly so we can thrive in all areas of our lives. The foundation of self-care is self-awareness and honest understanding of your needs, boundaries, and limitations. This awareness allows you to take a step back and recognize when you are overwhelmed, exhausted, or emotionally drained, rather than continuing to push forward out of obligation or societal pressure. Self-care begins with the recognition that you are worthy of attention, rest, and nourishment. By giving yourself permission to care for your body and mind, you acknowledge that your well-being is just as important as your professional achievements or the needs of others. In a world that often glorifies self-sacrifice, it can be difficult to embrace the idea that self-care is essential, but it is vital to understand that you cannot effectively take care of others or fulfill your responsibilities if you do not first care for yourself. Physical self-care is often the first aspect that comes to mind when we think of self-care. This includes activities that promote physical well-being, such as exercise, healthy eating, hydration, and adequate sleep. However, physical self-care goes beyond merely maintaining a healthy lifestyle. It involves listening to your body and recognizing when it needs rest, movement, or nourishment. It means paying attention to the subtle signs of fatigue or stress and responding to them with care, rather than pushing through exhaustion in the name of productivity. The idea that we should constantly be on and busy, without regard for our physical health, is detrimental to our overall well-being. Chronic stress, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, and sedentary lifestyles contribute to a range of health issues, from heart disease to anxiety and depression. The body is a system that requires balance, and self-care in the form of physical nourishment and rest is crucial for maintaining that balance. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to care for your body, not just physically, but mentally as well. Regular physical activity has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, increase energy levels, and enhance overall cognitive function. Yet, many people prioritize work or other commitments over their physical health, believing that they do not have enough time to exercise. In reality, incorporating movement into your day, whether through a brisk walk, a yoga session, or a full workout, can actually improve your focus and productivity, making it easier to handle daily tasks with greater ease. Similarly, taking breaks throughout the day to stretch or move can help reduce tension, boost circulation, and prevent the physical strain that results from sitting for extended periods. Exercise is not a luxury. It is a necessity for both physical and mental well-being, and it should be treated as such. Alongside exercise, sleep is one of the most important elements of self-care. The modern world often celebrates late nights and early mornings as badges of honor, but the long-term effects of chronic sleep deprivation can be devastating. Sleep is when the body restores itself, when the brain consolidates memories, and when emotional processing occurs. Without sufficient rest, the body and mind cannot function optimally, leading to a range of issues such as poor decision-making, lack of focus, irritability, and even more serious health concerns like heart disease, diabetes, and immune system dysfunction. Unfortunately, many people sacrifice sleep in favor of work or social obligations, perpetuating a cycle of exhaustion. Understanding that sleep is not an optional luxury but a fundamental necessity is a critical aspect of self-care. Creating a bedtime routine, setting consistent sleep schedules, and eliminating distractions such as screens can help foster better sleep hygiene and improve overall health. Nutrition is another vital part of physical self-care. The food we consume directly impacts how we feel and how well we perform in our daily lives. Yet, in our busy schedules, we often resort to quick, convenient, and processed foods that provide short-term satisfaction but long-term consequences. Healthy eating is not about following the latest diet trend or restricting yourself from indulging in your favorite foods. It is about nourishing your body with whole, nutrient-dense foods that support energy, vitality, and longevity. Proper nutrition supports brain function, boosts the immune system, and stabilizes mood. It also helps manage stress levels, as certain foods can directly impact how our bodies respond to stress. By taking the time to prepare balanced meals and nourishing snacks, we are investing in our health and well-being. Food should be viewed as fuel for the body, and proper nourishment is an essential form of self-care that we cannot afford to neglect. Mental self-care is equally important, and it often gets overshadowed by the physical aspects of well-being. Taking care of your mental health is not just about seeking help when you are feeling overwhelmed, but also about developing habits that promote a positive mindset, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. This can involve practices such as mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or engaging in hobbies that bring joy and relaxation. The mental health benefits of these practices are well documented, as they help reduce stress, improve focus, and increase emotional stability. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with information and distractions, taking time for quiet reflection and mental rejuvenation is crucial. By setting aside time each day for activities that allow you to center yourself and calm your mind, you are engaging in preventive self-care that helps to stave off anxiety, depression, and burnout. Stress management is a key component of mental self-care. Chronic stress can have severe effects on the body and mind, leading to anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, and weakened immunity. The demands of daily life can often feel overwhelming, leaving little room for relaxation or introspection. However, stress management is not about eliminating stress entirely, rather. It is about learning how to cope with it in healthy ways. Practicing mindfulness techniques, deep breathing exercises, or taking breaks to engage in physical activities are all effective strategies for managing stress. Moreover, it is essential to recognize when stress levels are rising and take proactive steps to address them before they become unmanageable. Taking breaks, setting boundaries, and saying no when necessary are all important aspects of self-care that can help prevent burnout and maintain a sense of mental peace. Emotional self-care is another integral aspect of overall well-being. Our emotions are powerful forces that influence our thoughts, behaviors, and interactions with others. Neglecting emotional self-care can lead to feelings of isolation, frustration, and resentment. Just as we tend to our physical health, we must also tend to our emotional health by acknowledging and expressing our feelings in healthy ways. This may involve seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist, or engaging in activities that promote emotional healing, such as creative expression, spending time in nature, or practicing gratitude. Emotional self-care is about giving yourself permission to feel and to process your emotions rather than suppressing them or letting them build up. It is about developing emotional resilience so that you can navigate the ups and downs of life without becoming overwhelmed or consumed by negative emotions. Self-care is not selfish, it is an essential practice for living a fulfilling, meaningful life. Unfortunately, many people view self-care as an indulgence, something that can be set aside when life gets busy or stressful. However, the truth is that neglecting self-care can have serious consequences, leading to burnout, exhaustion, and poor health. Self-care is not about pampering yourself or taking occasional breaks. It is about consistently prioritizing your well-being in all aspects of life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you take care of yourself, you are better able to show up for others, pursue your passions, and live a life that is in alignment with your values. Making self-care a regular practice is not a luxury, it is a necessity that will improve the quality of your life and enable you to live with purpose, energy, and joy. Embracing imperfection and prioritizing progress over perfection is a fundamental shift in how we view ourselves and our journey through life. In a world where social media and societal expectations often paint a picture of flawless success, the pressure to be perfect can be overwhelming. Perfectionism can take root in many areas of life, from our careers to our relationships, appearance, and even how we see ourselves in the mirror. The obsession with perfection, while well-intentioned, often prevents us from moving forward, creating a barrier that stifles growth, creativity, and happiness. Progress, on the other hand, is a continuous journey, a dynamic process of evolution, learning, and improvement. It acknowledges the inevitable ups and downs and celebrates the small steps that lead to meaningful change. Perfectionism is often rooted in fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. It is a belief that we must achieve a flawless version of ourselves or our work in order to be accepted or valued. However, the pursuit of perfection is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it pushes us to strive for excellence and high standards, but on the other hand, it often paralyzes us with unrealistic expectations and the fear of not measuring up. When we focus too much on perfection, we become afraid to take risks, make mistakes, or try something new. The fear of imperfection can create an invisible wall that prevents us from taking action altogether, leading to procrastination, self-doubt, and missed opportunities. The concept of perfection can also be a moving target. What we consider perfect today may not meet the same standard tomorrow, and the goalposts of perfection continue to shift as we grow and evolve. What is considered perfect by one person may be different from another person's perspective. Moreover, perfection is often an illusion, a construct that doesn't exist in real life. Every person, no matter how successful or accomplished they appear, has flaws, struggles, and moments of failure. Embracing imperfection is about accepting that flaws and setbacks are part of the human experience. It is about realizing that no one is exempt from the challenges that come with being imperfect, and these challenges don't diminish our worth or our potential. When we embrace imperfection, we free ourselves from the weight of unrealistic expectations and open up the space to experience life more fully. Rather than holding ourselves to unattainable standards, we can begin to appreciate the beauty of our journey with all of its messiness and uncertainty. We can learn to celebrate the small victories along the way and see progress as a powerful force for growth. Progress doesn't mean achieving perfection immediately. It means taking one step forward, learning from mistakes, and continuously improving over time. Progress is about taking action, even when we don't have everything figured out, and trusting that each small step contributes to our overall growth. The idea of progress over perfection also applies to the way we approach our goals and dreams. We often set out with the best intentions to accomplish something, but the road to success is rarely linear. There are often setbacks, detours, and obstacles that we didn't anticipate. If we fixate on perfection, we may become discouraged when things don't go as planned or when we don't meet our expectations. But if we focus on progress, we learn to see every setback as an opportunity for growth and learning. Every mistake, misstep, or failure becomes a valuable lesson that helps us move closer to our goals. It's important to recognize that progress is not always about getting everything right. It's about having the resilience to keep moving forward, no matter how many times we stumble. Another reason why progress is more important than perfection is that perfectionism can often stifle creativity and innovation. When we are focused on making something perfect, we can become overly critical of our own work, preventing ourselves from taking risks or trying new ideas. Perfectionism can lead to a fear of failure, which in turn limits our ability to experiment, explore, and push the boundaries of what's possible. On the other hand, embracing imperfection fosters a mindset of curiosity, experimentation, and openness to new experiences. It allows us to step outside of our comfort zones and try things we might have otherwise avoided for fear of not getting them perfect. Creativity thrives when we let go of the need to control every detail and accept that mistakes and imperfections are part of the process. Furthermore, when we prioritize progress over perfection, we shift our focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. The pursuit of perfection often involves seeking approval from others or measuring our worth against someone else's standards. But when we embrace progress, we learn to value the small steps we take and the effort we put in, regardless of what others think. This shift in mindset can lead to a greater sense of fulfillment and self-compassion. Instead of being consumed by comparison or the need to be perfect in the eyes of others, we can appreciate our own journey and be proud of the progress we've made. Perfectionism can also impact our relationships. When we hold ourselves to unattainable standards, we may inadvertently hold others to the same high expectations, leading to disappointment, frustration, and tension. We may expect others to meet our standards of perfection, and when they inevitably fall short, we feel let down or resentful. Embracing imperfection in our relationships allows us to accept others as they are, without trying to change or mold them into something they are not. It encourages vulnerability, openness, and authenticity, allowing us to form deeper, more meaningful connections with those around us. Relationships thrive when we accept one another's flaws and imperfections and focus on supporting each other's growth rather than demanding perfection. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing imperfection is that it allows us to let go of shame and self-criticism. Perfectionists often hold themselves to impossible standards, and when they fall short of those standards, they feel inadequate or unworthy. This can create a vicious cycle of self-doubt and negative self-talk, which further reinforces the desire to be perfect. However, when we learn to embrace imperfection, we free ourselves from this cycle. We begin to see mistakes and imperfections as natural parts of life rather than reflections of our worth. We develop a sense of self-compassion that allows us to accept ourselves, flaws and all, and recognize that we are worthy of love and acceptance just as we are. The journey toward embracing imperfection and prioritizing progress over perfection is not always easy. It requires a shift in mindset, a willingness to let go of old beliefs and patterns, and the courage to accept ourselves and others as we are. It takes practice and patience, but the rewards are profound. When we embrace imperfection, we create space for growth, creativity, and authenticity. We allow ourselves to be human, with all of the messiness, mistakes, and beauty that come with it. We let go of the need for external validation and learn to find joy in the process of becoming, rather than in the final product. Embracing progress over perfection enables us to live more fully, with a sense of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. When we prioritize progress, we focus on the journey instead of fixating on an unattainable destination. It's about taking one step forward at a time, learning from our experiences and growing along the way. The beauty of life lies not in perfection, but in the moments of progress, the moments of imperfection that allow us to evolve, discover new strengths, and build resilience. It's in these moments that we find true fulfillment.